this prompt that is going to inspire our intro, which is not usually how we do things, but I'm just going to try it out. This prompt that's going to inspire our intro is from Brenda Ward. She just wants to know who she should blame for this happening in the news. Okay, so this is a news article from like a month and a half ago, very current. It did happen this year, and in the span of human history, like that's like the blink of an eye, basically. So that's just, and that's science. So here's the article now from Insider, the lifestyle section of Insider, which is I think the more general version of Business Insider, I'm assuming. It's just like, what? Insider? I barely know her. Anyway, on June 13th, 2019, Zamira Rahim from The Independent reported, a woman fell asleep on an Air Canada flight and woke up in the pitch black, entirely alone, locked in the plane. Remember, Brenda Ward just wants to know who she needs to blame for this.
Hello?
It's time for your morning meal, ma'am. Open up.
The airplane? I cannot do that from the inside. There is no... It is
seems like a poorly designed airplane.
Outside lock, maybe? You have key?
I seem to remember yesterday when I came by, you really wanted breakfast.
I do.
How'd you open the door yesterday?
I would roll down window, but it cannot.
The window cannot roll down. No, I heard there was a mold issue with all the humidity in the air.
Give me a second.
1 second, okay.
Clunk, clunk. Hello.
I am glad I gave you a second. Much easier to talk to you when I can see all of your eyes.
I'm going to leave airplane now.
Okay, you go right ahead. Actually, hold on, let me check with my boss. Yeah, bad news. He says he can't go.
I escaped down baggage ramp.
Oh, okay, I won't tell him.
What the fuck?
And scene. That was a good idea.
Maybe you can blame the mob?
Maybe,
I don't know.
I was thinking maybe you could blame the mob or like maybe that guy.
I'm sure to picture.
Well, no, not that guy because he let her go.
At O'Hare?
I feel like it's at O'Hare that happened. Because like I was at O'Hare the other day and I've told this story literally 3 times today. That's how much it impacted me in my life. So this is my third run of this story. So you wouldn't know from how unrehearsed it is, or sounds. But anyway. I was at O'Hare the other day trying to pick up my dad from the airport like you do at O'Hare. I mean, that's like one of the 2 reasons you go. You either go because of that or because like the Wi-Fi at your house isn't working. Because like there's Wi-Fi at all your local airports. There's a Wi-Fi. And so you can get that there if you ever need to like research for the polls or whatever when you don't have Wi-Fi at your house. Aside from that, though, I go to the airport to pick up my dad. And problem is I don't ever go to the airport to get Wi-Fi or to pick up my dad. And so because of that, when I got there, I had a genuine panic attack in the middle of the street when I got to the area in front of the parking. And you can probably hear the stammering in my voice, which will give you a sort of idea of how I felt at the time, except multiply it by at the time I had to pee very bad. Now you hear me at that about 30 minutes into every episode of this podcast. That's about what I sound like. So like you can just get a estimate if you go to the last one and fast forward about 30 minutes and you can hear about where I'm at when I have to pee really bad, like the sort of distress. There's a hint of it in the back of my throat, you know? And between that and like there's like parking signs in front of me and it said like go this way for $2 economy parking for less than $2 and I go that way and I find out later where that is, but first I see all these different signs like $69 to park here for 4 days, and it's like what the fuck, like what are you talking? That's not, and I mean that might have been a gross underrepresentation of what the price actually is, but because I know it's not less than that. The thing I'm more saying is that I got there and there's all these different signs advertising incredibly expensive parking, and it's all very unclear because the parking things don't have any names associated with where on the airport they go. It's just like this way to the entire other half of the airport and the left to the right to the left half of the airport. Like it's like, wow, I'm really glad to know that all of that stuff is in there. Like it's like it would be like if you walked into a Jewel Osco and it was like groceries this way. There's a sign. It's like that. It's like that.
Aisles left, right, and center. Groceries. Balloons to the immediate left.
But you see what I'm saying, right? Like that's not just airports. Like you see this all over the place. This does happen.
O'Hare Airport is such a fucking shit show.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a shit show. Yeah. So I'm there. I'm having this panic attack. I don't understand what's going on. And I called my dad, and I'm like crying with my hazards on in the middle of this road. And I don't remember what the traffic was like is the thing too. Like I know the traffic was bad on my way there, but I don't even know if the traffic was bad at this point. But it felt like it was. So it was one of those situations, right? Like everything was falling apart. And of course, nothing was actually falling apart. But I had to read that book senior year, and I learned a lot from it. And I try to emulate it in my everyday O'Hare trips. So I'm there, and I call my dad, and he got me to calm down eventually, reminding me, you are obviously actually going to be okay. And I'm like, you're right, I'm not actually going to die. But that's the thing about panic attacks. And then you don't know that. And you don't know that. And you're driving the car, and you're in a place you don't really know, with cars going faster than they should be, breaking the law over and over again. And you can't find the place you were supposed to be able to park because O'Hare has done everything in their power to make it the hardest thing to see on the board. So you don't park in their fucking economy parking. Because they just wanted to put, it's in the bottom left. So for anybody who's ever going to O'Hare Airport, if you aren't into this situation, bottom left, far left area is the one for economy parking. But the sign for it is in the bottom left corner of the thing. And it's a more faded part of the sign. It looks like they've gone out of their way to make it not as easy or eye-catching to find. And it's it's very capitalist. That's my O'Hare story. I didn't like it. I did get to go to the bathroom eventually. It wasn't in the car, although there was definitely a moment there. I had 2 McDonald's frozen drinks next to me. One frozen Coke, one was a frozen Fanta. Blue, obviously, because those are the 2 best flavors. And I was like, I might have to pee in a cup now.
They make blue Coke?
It's not blue Coke.
That's dope.
That was just for the Percy Jackson movie.
When the fuck was that?
In the first book, it's established that Percy Jackson and his mom have a relationship largely founded on their shared love of blue
the movie.
foods.
The movie.
It didn't happen in the movie.
Was it a promotional item?
I don't know.
Szechuan
sauce?
I
think it was... Can I get some blue Szechuan sauce for the new Percy Jackson reboot?
Walk out of my McDonald's.
No, you forgot to get the Szechuan sauce first. You can have the sauce. I just wanted you to have your way and go.
Also leave.
Also leave. We do have other customers that you're standing in line. We're fine. Just give it to you. We're not asking you to stay here. I don't know why you're still here. No one's talking to you right now. I don't understand. In improv, it's really good to make sure you don't talk until you're interrupted.
Until the last possible moment.
Until the last possible second. Then you stop. And then you stop.
Talk until your dying breath.
Talk until you're going to have to pee in a McDonald's cup because you just can't. You can't wait anymore. Oh, my God. Bradley, how are you?
I'm good. Good idea.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Bradley has a good idea. Good Idea is a brain trust your brain can trust. It is a comedy podcast where we find creative, actionable solutions to your real-life problems. I'm Aiden Kinsella.
I'm Bradley Berklich.
And this is Good Idea from Sinister Parent Company. Hello, we're going to start saying that now.
Heck yeah. We
are a part of the Sinister Parent Company network right now. And by right now, I mean right away, right now, because it just started. And the Sinister Parent Company is a name I believe Bradley came up with a while ago for a potential network. I believe
years ago. I think it was. It
was you, and I think it was in Carol Clark's class.
Oh, it was, I think.
So we've been working with the people over at Shattered Worlds RPG, and so they've been pulled from straight off the top of my headlines, whatever. We've talked about this a little bit in a couple of our past episodes, but we are working with them now as Sinister Parent Company. Right now, our member shows are Good Idea, obviously, Shattered Worlds RPG, Brothers in Time, which is Kai Yu's show, and I don't know if I've ever mentioned it on here, but part of that is because I haven't actually, I'm a horrible person, I have not heard it. If it makes you feel any better, I don't have time to listen to any of the podcasts I used to listen to either, let alone any new ones. So we have that show. We have Straight Off the Top of My Headlines, which I think I already said maybe. We have Everything is Awesome, which is with Jeff, and Spencer has been doing it with him recently, and I think Kyle has joined them for at least one episode. Kyle's a new member of the network. I don't even know if he's been heard on any of our shows yet, but he's a longtime friend of mine. You know Kyle from the Dumb Hummus bit a long time ago.
Also,
and lots of prompts. The bubble one about how Kyle needed help was very funny, and he actually brings that up to me a lot. He really enjoyed sort of what we did, how we played with that material. But we have all this cool stuff going, yeah. And so we have one other show though, and I don't know if I did officially announce this last week or last time I recorded an episode with you. Rather, I don't know when that was. But we are working now on a show called Something Wonderful Right Away. And you can follow us on Twitter at Right Away Pod. That's just Right Away Pod, all one word, all lowercase. You can also follow our sinister parent company, our head network. I feel very honored. I'm very overwhelmed with how honored I feel to have so many No, I'm not. It's not. It sounded like a joke, didn't it? It was not instant. That was entirely sincere. That was very sincere. I know it sounded kind of like I want the Michael Scott quote about I want people to be afraid of how much. It
made me feel like you were like, oh, I'm very overwhelmed with how honored I am. Like sort of that thing where you're like, I'm attempting to cope with this thing, but also I feel very good about it. That very.
I mean, it kind of is that. Like
so.
It's really overwhelming, and it's like I don't think that like in any capacity. I don't mean it's overwhelming because I feel like I'm like responsible for the success of the network in a sole way in any capacity. Like I cannot do this without all these wonderful people. I'm just incredibly honored that all of them want to work with me. Like it's so fun, and they've all been such a joy. And I say they've all, I'm not referring to just the people who I've talked about before, because on Something Wonderful Right Away, which is what I was really excited to announce. That's at Right Away Pod on Twitter. Definitely follow it. Check us out, because this show is like the biggest deal of anything I've ever been a part of. And we just have some really wonderful, incredibly interesting individuals with diverse backgrounds and experience in different types of performing arts, rounding out our new long form improv cast that we'll have rotating teams every week. Like I'm kind of blabbering about this a little bit slowly, but I want to make sure that it's kind of cohesive. We'll have teams coming out every week and performing long form improv shows in Herald format developed by Del Close at the Iowa Theater Chicago, where I'm a student now. Hell yeah! It's just a high school forever. Except it's after high school, and it's not high school.
College.
It's college, and it's not really college either. It's just sort of a theater.
Professional
place.
School forever, baby.
Professional school forever. Hell yeah, fucking, what's the word? Vocational school. That's what it's called. Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Okay, anyway, so my point is we have some just really super cool people who have joined us for Something Wonderful Right Away. I will go into more detail about those people and their exploits or whatever some other time. I don't want to belabor this anymore. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to me talk about some updates for the network and just sort of all this like crazy, big, awesome stuff that's happening. So definitely check us out. The new stuff we're doing. Check out the Right Away Pod. Check out at Sin Parent Co. because we have like lists there of all of our new members and the people that they work with, or in the shows they work on, and all of this awesome stuff that is happening and coming to you soon. And without further ado, Bradley, would you like to give us our first prompt?
Sure, give me just a sec. So it turns out that nearly every ant we've ever seen is female, and I want to see ants, but with Annie Potts instead of Woody Allen. Whoa, we're going to need to slow down, Jeff Richardson, because I don't know what any of this is.
Well, that was the lyrics to the new Lion King song. Or the new... Yeah, no, from the new live-action Lion King movie. No, because it starts off, it's like the new Lion King, and then Sebastian comes in and he's like, every ant we have ever seen is always female. Sebastian's the bird, and he flies through. What? No, this is the remake.
Okay. The second one? No, I haven't.
This is the new Lion King. They just did a couple changes, artistic changes.
Is this Childish Gambino and Beyonce?
Is this Childish? No, this was. They did that for the credits. The end credits scene was Childish Gambino. Yeah, like in Marvel. Well, no, like in Moana. You know how they have like the Alessia Caria version of How Far I'll Go in the credits. They did that with Childish Gambino singing the Sebastian part actually as the bird. Sebastian the toucan, and Beyonce did play. Beyonce played Simba.
Racist bonfire.
Well, yeah, I mean, you had to get the crossover, so you got the. Hey, Dad, you want to come be on an episode of Good Idea?
I cannot. I have to leave.
That's lame.
I'm a lame human being.
Yeah, well, you should get that checked out. There's doctors for that.
Student driver parked in my spot though.
Bradley.
Good to see you too.
Bradley's a screw up, you guys, and I know you haven't gotten to hear it here on this podcast yet. Well, actually,
a lot.
You've heard it the whole time. You've heard it so many minutes. But it's okay. We all are here. What's up?
Nothing.
I mean, look at what we're doing with our time. What?
Just got done with 8 hours of meetings.
I see. Why? It's 4. Yeah. Why were you at meetings for 8 hours? That's unnecessary. God's love, I mean. I can get by without it.
7 hours of meetings.
That's fair.
But they decided a lot of things.
They decided.
No, we were just told a lot of things.
Oh, excellent.
Well, they decided all sorts of meetings. Why are you guys doing memos? Why aren't you doing memos? Memos.
There are room for conversation and that sort of thing, like discussion.
That's fine, but it should not be 7 hours long. They're educational professionals. They know that.
No. This is kind of like the once a year beginning of this is like
the
this is the staff advance. Like let's go over all the things you need to know, changes for the year.
Yeah.
New paperwork that you have to fill out.
Here's your RA.
New forms you have to set up. New policies we're gonna have.
Ice cream social.
No, we did go to Chiefs for lunch.
See?
Dude, Kenyon College Student Council.
There's no such thing as a free
retreat
lunch.
for
a retreat?
A retreat where they just take us to a warehouse in Mount Vernon and sit us down for a similar 6 hours.
Hold on. That doesn't sound like a retreat. That sounds like a trivia murder party.
It sounds like they're going to harvest our organs, frankly. I'm just not looking forward to it.
We're going to talk about some things, and then the waterboarding begins.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man.
Well, good.
Yeah, so that's it. That's sort of where we're at, and that's the end of the episode, everybody. Thanks for coming, Dad. And if you want more of our content, you can check us out on YouTube. We are at CodyCo, Tiny Meat Gang on Twitter.
Jake Paul.
We are at Jake Paul. We're at Logan and at Jake Paul on Twitter. And as always, as we always say on Good Idea, I'm Logan.
And I'm Jake Paul.
No, I'm Logan Paul.
What? Okay.
I wanted to be Logan this week. Welcome to my brand new improv podcast. It's called Logan and Logan.
Logan and Logan Paul.
We play a cloned Logan Paul, a newly cloned Logan Paul.
I don't know where the fuck I am.
As his 3 billion subscriber special in the year 2050, he clones himself in the futuristic fantasy way where it's just like a full copy of his body, with all of his memories and stuff.
I'm gonna go to immediately he's a different.
But yeah. So the plot is that they have the same memories at the very beginning of the podcast. The first episode starts off with where the audio is exactly when he walked, and they gradually become different people. Ooh. But we'd have to do extensive research on
Logan and Jake
Paul. No, there's no Jake Paul. It's just Logan and Logan Paul.
Oh,
it's my Logan, and me.
Oh.
There's 3 of them this time.
That sounds so complicated. I'd need to watch so many YouTube videos.
You'd have to watch each one 3 times so you'd understand what it would be like to be around 3 Logan Pauls.
We're pretty hip, but
me and Bradley specifically.
I spent a decent amount of time with my little brother who is excessively and annoyingly hip.
He's so hip.
He has been watching the PewDiePie Minecraft series, and his entire day has been focused around it. And it's like what he lives for now. And apparently this is a huge internet thing. And I cannot believe that Minecraft is making a resurgence in like 2019.
But it should be. What the thing is that people are realizing it's a great game. And we've been saying this since we started Good Idea. We've been like, Minecraft's coming back. And it's been you more than me.
But I'm also just almost completely astounded by the fact that now such like people are basing their lives around it.
I mean,
like the dude said the M-word in like PUBG or something, didn't he? I don't know. The world is baffling.
I think it was when he was working on the Papa John's board.
Did you
know? Have you ever seen Logan Paul or Jake Paul or whatever and Papa John
at the same time?
At the same time in the same room in the same place? No, I have not seen
that.
them. No.
Is Papa John actually a dude?
Papa John is a man, and his first name is indeed Papa, is the thing about it.
Legally?
That is why he got the name for that restaurant. Like, he was so dead set on it. That's not true. Now, let me hit you with the following. What if it was?
I've come to the realization that the world is a sick and very long joke played on its inhabitants, so that would be par for the fucking course.
Honestly, I'm glad you finally got there, because I've been there for so long. You hear my constant cynicism, I feel like. And that's what it comes from. I mean, like, I'm a very optimistic person in regards to The Secret and just willing shit into existence through hard work, but, like, I also recognize that only works because I come from a place of privilege. I have no illusion that that's just how the world works. You know, because it's not. It'll all happen. That's what that phrase is about.
What was the prompt about?
I don't know. Something about ants and women.
Annie Berry? What is
Annie Berry?
I feel like I'm out of touch culturally.
I think she's the opposite of Berry.
Like Blackberry? Or
no, she's the anti-Berry.
Oh, wait. Here. So it turns out nearly every ant we've ever seen is female. That I can get behind. Most of them.
100%. Because they're so sexy, right? Like, we know.
What do the male ants do?
You hear the word thorax and you just think like, well, male ants, this is what they do. They hear the word thorax and they just kind of nut. Yeah, like bees.
And it kills them.
They just go, that's why most ants are female.
Okay, so we're gonna diagnose this question. So we understand this bit. We got it down. So now I want to see Ants. That's Ants with a Z. It's the movie Ants.
It's the movie Ants.
Which I know is Ant Bully, because you know that thing when studios release like two films that are eerily similar at the same time. Yes. I didn't see Ants, but I watched Ant Bully. But now with Annie Potts, I don't know who that actress, instead of Woody Allen. Woody Allen married his daughter? Are we thinking of like the same? Like, what? I thought that was a convicted pedophile. What are we talking about?
I don't know.
I think I'm criminally uninformed in this matter. Also, Jeff Richardson would like to say, I'm seeing Toy Story 4 in a bit, so I'm pretty jacked. Also, I'm pretty sure Annie Potts didn't marry her adoptive stepdaughter. Okay, I am thinking of the right guy.
You're thinking of the right guy. We're on the right track.
Annie, let's do some Google Foo real quick. Who Annie Potts
you Google Foo. I'm going to be over here, and I'm just going to spin some wild conspiracy theories based on sort of what you can find. So you just let me know, and I'm going to sit over here, and I don't know where I'm going with this sentence, but it'll get somewhere. Hey guys, it's me, Michael Scott.
All right.
Listen, hold on one second. I just want to talk about this because I don't know if my tweet, if anybody saw it.
Annie Potts conspiracy.
This was like a month ago at this point, probably, when I tweeted this. And Bradley, I know you're looking at stuff, and I was vamping, and I need to talk about it now. The thing is, Tinder is great, and I love it, but I'm sorry, but telling other people that liking The Office isn't a personality trait is a personality trait in so much as that it is indicative of the fact that you're no fun. I don't care for the I like The Office just like everybody else on here, but at least just like everybody else on here is good spirited. Like, it's a positive spirited thing. No one liking.
I enjoy this. I dislike you liking this.
How dare you like this thing? And it's like, don't even dare swipe right if you're looking for hookups. Like, what if you just said like, I'm not looking? What if you just said like, I'm not trying to get fucked with? Like, okay, no one. I wasn't trying to fuck with you. Like, I don't think that's what most people are on Tinder for. I think most people are on Tinder. I think most people are on Tinder they're trying to fuck you. They're not trying to fuck with you. You know, like that's not, I don't think people's goal is to play games most of the time. I think that is a few and far between experience where you look at like a is it Jesse Bernstein? What's the
composer?
Yeah, Jesse Bernstein.
Is
that the composer?
No.
The guy who wrote the book. Games people play.
Bernstein Bears?
Games people play. By
Okay, yes.
Jesse Bernstein.
I know
Isn't it
games
Jesse
people
Bernstein?
play. I don't know who wrote the book.
Okay, well, whoever it is, this is the book Games People Play that Bradley got me. It's a very good book. And the whole point of that book is that people do play manipulative games with each other, but the reality is that, like, that's not the only reason that people are getting on Tinder. The point of the book was largely that these are people who are in, like, relationships or friendships or whatever with each other that are pulling these psychological games on people. And it's like, to say at the outset, I'm not here for your games. And it's like, I don't think people are trying to play games. I think people are just trying to get what they want.
If we're actually having like a psychological conversation evaluation of this, I'm okay with that just because some people have been hurt. And you don't know what some people have gone through. So if they want to go, hey, I don't want, they could be less aggressive.
That's what I'm saying. I have zero judgment. I don't think there's a certain way you have to use Tinder. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that I'm not even saying that these are bad people. I'm simply saying that the energy that you are putting out is hypocritical. That's all. I'm just saying that if you don't want people to come here and be obnoxious to you, don't come on here and be obnoxious to other people. That's just not a good way to do it. And so that's my issue. It's like, I don't care what's in their bio. It's none of my business. It's not my life. I'm just saying, as a human being who enjoys pleasant human beings, it might solve your problem, but not in the way that you want it to. And that's my good idea of the episode. My dad's clapping in the other room. That's great. I actually really appreciate that. That makes me think I said something intelligent. What?
Clean something off a dish by tapping it.
Oh. Well, that's what? That was funny.
Oh,
well,
man.
It seems I have been goosted by my own Picard. Can I pick a prompt?
I think
I wish that I would.
Annie Potts was Bo Peep.
Oh,
and
yeah,
she's
classic.
also in Young Sheldon. So, Jeff Richardson, I'm going to veto that because I want Sheldon to play Ant. I think he'd be a good Ant.
So, on June 28th, a good friend of ours, Dennis, posted from high school, you know Dennis?
Dennis, yes.
Well, yes, Dennis.
Yes.
Yes, so this is from him. This is Dennis. Yes. Dennis.
Big boy shorts, Dennis.
Big boy shorts, Dennis. Those are some big boy shorts. So this is from Dennis, and he didn't send it to me, but I saw it, and I just thought we should talk about it.
Okay.
Oh, no. I'm grilling Sunday, and I have no pride, in all caps, recipes for Rainbowlicious. That's Rainbow-Lishious for anyone typing it into their browser. Rainbowlicious food for my mild palate seniors. Suggestions, anyone? So I'm just saying, if you need to look up recipes for Rainbowlicious food for your mild palate seniors, that's going to be RAIN. Pretty Patties.
Yes.
Pretty Patties. Tell me more about Pretty Patties.
Isn't that an idea stolen from SpongeBob SquarePants?
Pretty Patty, tell me more.
Which I have never watched, but colorful hamburgers.
The hamburgers have colors on them. This is gay, and I love it.
My great aunt once had, I think maybe the opposite of this party. It was her 60th birthday. She invited all her friends, and she told them to all wear white.
Okay.
And she served exclusively white food. It was like cauliflower and mashed potatoes. It was like bizarre.
Was it her anniversary?
No.
Then I didn't know, because that seems like some shit you do on an anniversary. Like white clothes, white food, no rainbows allowed, but that has nothing to do with the anniversary. It's just this grandma, and she's an old lady, and all old people are hateful all the time. Fuck old people. Yeah. Here at Good Idea, we hate old people.
If you're old,
why don't you just die already?
I would if I could, but I can't, so I won't.
I already had a good day. I woke up.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy. You know, we rail on old people too much on this podcast. No, we don't. They deserve it. Old people suck! So, I like your Pretty Patties idea. Do you have anything else?
I don't know. I don't make a lot of rainbow-colored food. Do you make any rainbow-colored food?
I'm regularly not making any rainbow-colored food.
Well, Dennis, you could take some dye and make regular food rainbow color.
I know what to do.
Okay.
Bradley?
Yeah.
And this is very important because this is going to determine a really big part of what we do next. Is there already a Madagascar 4? Or did the third movie not end that already?
I think there could be a Madagascar 4
I'm saying
if we wanted there to
I'm
be.
saying I think that if there is already one, we need to make Madagascar 5. So the big difference is between whether we're making the 4th or the 5th Madagascar.
Let's make it 5th one.
Let's make it the 5th. I think the 6th just to be safe because that gives us a little more. Shrek 7 Madagascar 6. Shrek 7 Madagascar 6
The
crossover.
yeah.
Jinx.
Whatever
Okay, let's pitch it. So here's my idea for this movie. In this movie, I'm playing Shrek. Obviously, because I have an excellent Mike Myers impression. Only visually. Wait, that might not be very good.
I have an excellent Mike Myers impression, but it's Austin Powers.
My name is. Yeah, that translates to Shrek, though, right? Because if you can do an impression as Austin Powers, I just have to learn how Austin Powers would do a Scottish accent. My name is Austin Powers.
It's sort of like George Clooney. What's the guy's name? James Bond. Who was he? Sean Connery. Thank you.
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery.
Can you in Austin Powers, Sean Connery voice, can you say, "I beat my wife"?
I beat my wife.
Okay, well that was far from I think maybe either of those accents.
You wanted Sean Powers?
Yeah, Sean Powers.
I was trying to do a combination.
The ultimate international British.
I beat my wife.
That is a Southern man.
Well, that's racist.
Oh man.
Well, no. What is that? Placist?
Location.
Because they're in the South.
Yeah.
No, it's placist. Because they're in the South.
Yeah, sure.
That's the place. So anyway, here's my idea. So in this movie, Shrek 7, Madagascar 6, which is of course the sequel to Shrek 6, Six Sexy Shreks. That's the thing that I was gonna say. So this is the sequel to that. Shrek goes on Dragonback, of course, with Donkey. They're both very old now. Donkey has a long gray beard, but because he's a gray-haired donkey, the beard is just all over his body. It's just all beard. So he's a very poofy boy. Which I really like, and I think we get definitely the original voice actor back for him, and I know who that is definitely. What? To be fair, I could only name the fact that Mike Myers is in that movie, and that Brian Darcy James plays the guy in the musical who is Shrek, and also that in the musical of Shrek that the woman who plays Fiona is, hold on, I know this, Sutton Foster. Adult Fiona. There's of course 3 Fionas.
Child Fiona,
second child Fiona, which is like
and
her
Fiona.
ultimate form, baby Fiona, kid Fiona, murderer Fiona.
Murderer.
Do you want to play baby kid murder?
Baby kid. All right, baby kid murder.
So it's just like
Salazar Slytherin.
Okay.
Let's say a sunscreen mascot. That's a child.
I like the sunscreen, and then maybe like the Kool-Aid Man.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
Let's get him in there. So I think that I would have to murder the sunscreen guy, because like I feel like you can't get. I feel like if he was alive and I was using him for his
secretions,
I would feel bad about it. Yeah, I would feel bad. So I think just to rid myself of the guilt, I'd have to kill him.
Okay, you've got baby and kid.
Okay, I definitely want. What are the other 2 options?
Maybe Kool-Aid Man.
The Kool-Aid Man.
Well, the sunscreen mascot was the.
Isn't the sunscreen mascot like a little girl?
Yeah, well, she's,
with a beach ball and a dog.
Sweating out sunscreen. You pop her.
No, you pop the ball that's in front of her that the dog is playing with. And you pop the ball, it distracts her and the dog, and then you pop her and the dog.
Pop a cap in the sunscreen.
Yeah. Pop a cap in the ass of the sunscreen girl on the sunscreen.
Oh, man.
That's my favorite part of the best song, the best epic rap battle of history, Bonnie and Clyde versus Romeo and Juliet. I don't know if that's the best one, but it's very good.
Okay. So you've got Baby and Kid, the Kool-Aid Man.
There's the Kool-Aid Man.
And I can't remember who the first person was.
The first person was someone, Salazar Slytherin.
Yes.
I think I want Baby Salazar Slytherin because that sounds adorable. And then I would like Kid Kool-Aid Man because my son is not old enough to drink like a large juice yet.
No, I just want
I just want
like a whole pitcher. I need juice box.
I need a juice box because I'm not. No. I'm looking for the one that's like roughly the size of a liquefied 2-year-old child.
Oh.
This is our child size.
Oh. Do you like a kid-sized ice cream cone? Well, sure. Is that the smallest one? No. This is the one the size of your child.
This is the one that we sculpt. It's like an ice sculpture if it was an ice cream sculpture.
Pretty much.
And it's your kid. Now, your kid's going to have to be cast. I don't know how to tell you this. We're going to have to cast your kid in the ice cream.
It's going to take a while. It's going to be very cold.
Have you heard the Ninja Sex Party album about strawberries and cream? That's sort of your kid's situation, what it's going to be about to be in a minute here.
Oh, man.
And that's a wrap on that prompt, I think. So we're going to... Shrek kills some lions in this movie, and then he serves them, and it's a pride meal.
Thank
and
you,
that's
Annie
the bit.
Potts.
Thanks, Annie Potts, for all of your inspiration. It's your pick.
Is it?
I think so.
All right, AJ Generis. I need the check engine light on my car.
We've done that one, but we haven't done the moats one. This one's from AJ Generis. It is moats for people who rent apartments. Kiddie pool.
Roomba.
Okay, hold on.
That's sort of like guard dog, maybe.
I was kind of thinking because then you have to. I feel like, especially if you're renting an apartment, small quartered space, right? You got a Roomba chasing you around the hallway. Get a little sort of string that the Roomba can bounce off of that will also trip any intruders. Mm-hmm. That's good. You know it's there, so it won't trip you 9 times out of 10. Well, you have to account for human error. And the Roomba will clean it up if you spill all your groceries, is what I'm saying.
A moat? So, it's sort of like a vertical moat, isn't it?
Because, an elevator is kind of like a vertical moat if you float.
I mean, because like a castle, you have to approach it horizontally. But an apartment, you have to go up.
An apartment, you do have to go up. So I think
it is a vertical.
It's in Minecraft before.
Yes.
So you know when you make like a tall building for the people in your town and you need a way to get to the top of it very fast and you don't want to use ladders, so you make a water elevator?
Ah, yes.
That, but with no signs.
Okay.
So it's a waterfall. It's a waterfall.
Nice.
The only pathway, it goes down the stairs. The stairs are completely flooded. You can swim to the top like some Mario-esque shit.
I'm going to have to salmon this.
So,
salmon?
You
know how they
you have to salmon that. Oh yeah, they do. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna salmon this one. New apartment. Yeah, no, they're on vacation for the week, but they're guarded. All right. That's, I guess, yeah, that's why they're calling us the Wet Bandits, huh? Have you Home Alone?
I know of Home Alone.
Yeah.
I've met
the name Culkin. Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, it was probably him.
Yeah.
Have you seen him recently? He looks just like he used to.
He does. It's just a kid.
He's just a little kid. I actually picked him for my kid, so like I didn't want him to evolve.
Yeah.
I didn't want him to evolve beyond. If you... No, that's not an okay question. He gets better in the third iteration, but
in the middle one where he's a meth addict, it's not so good.
The thing is, the name of the bandits in that film is the Wet Bandits, and so that's why I'm like, there's a new apartment. They're on vacation. That's why they call us the Wet Bandits. Right here, sir. Wet holster. One for you and one for me. Good to see. Here you are.
We call that a mug where we come from.
We call that a mug where we come from.
It's a simple place.
It's a simple place. It's a simpler place back there. We call it a mug. Get out of my hair.
All right, so
yeah,
we
get it.
Your average moat.
Your average moat is an elevator if it's vertical.
There are like crocodiles in a moat.
There has to be crocodiles.
What do you put in the elevator?
Businessmen.
Business, you just can't.
Sharks. Businessmen.
Business sharks.
That's what I'm saying. Oh,
Sharks in suits.
Sharks in suits is much better than businessmen. So we gussy up some sharks. We rustle up some sharks and then gussy up some sharks.
Are they humanoid, or is it just like you put a shark in a man's
Have you seen street sharks?
I've seen Shark Tale.
Hold on, come over here. Okay, well, I think Shark Tale is who we have greeting you. Is the people from Shark Tale. There's like a fun disco party when you get to the top of. If you clear the moat, there's a fun disco party. I'm imagining the cyber chase scene in Scooby-Doo when they go to the video game with the underwater level.
Yeah.
That with the shark. I feel like it would be an elevator with that energy. Or come here. Again, so for anybody listening, I'm going to show Bradley a picture of street sharks. And I'm also going to just play the intro out loud because I've never seen it before. And I see now that this says so the original release was it was released on September 11th of 1994. So we know
Nostradamus
8
heralded.
years before Nostradamus heralded. So that's what heralds are named for. So what I'm saying is, hold on, Bradley, come see this. This is the opening to Street Sharks. Bradley, feel free to comment.
This just looks like Ninja Turtles with sharks. I don't...
Hold on. It gets better. They're biting shit now. Check this out. Look, that one's got a horn. It's kind of cool. There's no Ninja Turtles that got horns. Just concrete breaking everywhere.
Oh
the concrete never broke in Ninja Turtles. They were too focused on the pizza part.
So I like this.
You like it, don't you? It's good. The sharks are like riding around on motorcycles, and the intro is 2 minutes long. But the intro to this television show is a 2-minute long television intro to a 20-minute long cartoon.
Is it better than the actual show, though?
Better than Street Sharks?
Yeah.
No.
Is the intro better
I think
than the
actual
show?
Street Sharks is. Here's what I think Street Sharks is. I think it is edgy. Pre-Dino Squad, post-Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, bootleg shit.
Dino Squad?
Dino Squad? Okay, guys, hold on. Come here, Bradley. We're going to do a round 2. So I'm going to show you something else. You can just comment on this as it goes. Dino Squad is just Power Rangers 2. It's Power Rangers again.
Hey, what's your age? We need to verify you can watch Dino Squad.
The thing is, Dino Squad, the guy in Dino Squad, like Caruso or whatever, the guy with the purple hair who like really was into caring about his hair, was like life-changing for me as a role model. So this, I think, is on Netflix if you're looking to see it.
No, this is not good. It's
like a PBS show designed for like kindergartners, and they turn into it's high school kids, but they act like kindergartners, and there's life lessons in every episode, and they all turn into dinosaurs.
Listeners.
And it's the kind of television show where the full episodes are all available on YouTube.
Dino Squad is not so good. It's bad. It
Tell
looks
me more.
bad.
Tell me more.
Dino Squad looks like Animorphs, but shitty. Animorphs was
Well,
very
now,
good.
okay. Now, hold on. Bradley, Animorphs is warriors for furries who haven't committed yet. And that's...
Have you read Animorphs?
No, but I've read Warriors.
They are a triumph.
No, but I've read Warriors because I commit. I commit.
To what? Cats?
Because yes. Yes, because listen, Animorphs is warriors for furries who haven't committed yet. I'm deciding this right now. This is improv. You play to the top of your intelligence, and that doesn't actually mean you have to be smart. It just means you act like you know everything. And you act within the game and the reality that you do. And now it's too bad I've pinned it on you. Animorphs is just warriors for furries who haven't committed yet. I don't make the rules.
Animorphs was art.
Well, what did you like about Animorphs?
The covers.
That's it?
Well, they also ended very darkly every time, so it sort of ended up being this traumatizing life lesson in transforming into a hawk, because then you get stuck as the hawk, and also the aliens won at the end, like they just killed everyone.
Bradley, is this where you got your dream to turn into a bird?
Yeah.
Because we've talked about this a lot, I feel like, on this podcast.
Would be fun. I don't think
it's a recurring theme on this podcast that Bradley is once thought he was turning into a bird. That's what a theme is, and I think the motif is the bird in that image.
Birds. Shit,
and
bro.
Bradley is the Christ imagery, because every theme has to have a motif and a Christ imagery. Hey guys.
That's how you do English.
This is how you do English class. Welcome to my class. Let me tell you about themes. Every theme has to have...
Every theme is Christ energy.
Every theme is Christ imagery with a motif slapped on top of it. So the same way that every character you play in theater or improv is just a extrapolation, a sort of what's the word?
Reflection.
Not a, it's like a reflection of yourself, but like an abstraction of yourself through a lens, sort of type thing. An offshoot of one's own self through the arm of the viewpoint of a character. And in that same way, I don't know at all what I was talking about. Where was I?
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, guys. So that's what I was going to say that part. Bradley, what was I actually talking about?
No fucking idea, bro.
I'm very tired. This was
It's been a day.
It's been a day. It's been a bit of a day. Anyway, so that was something about abstractions of characters and thought and putting spins on things or something. I don't know. Find a lesson in it, I guess. Life imitates art, like we say every episode. Oh yeah, that's what it was. A theme is a motif and a Christ imagery. It's fantastic. It's like how a major chord is a minor third
and a major lift.
A minor third and a major lift. All right.
Heck yeah.
I'm really glad that you kind of caught me off guard with that one. I was like, oh Shrek joke, fuck yeah. I was like, you know when you like get caught off guard for a second, but then you like get centered.
You remember Shrek.
You remember Shrek, and you remember like that there is a new Shrek movie coming out where he is going to kill a bunch of fucking lions from Shrek 7.
Oh yes,
Shrek 7,
Lion King 2,
Shrek 7, Lion King 2, Madagascar 6.
Yes,
1.5. The DVD.
It's all the same goddamn
And it's all
movie.
the same movie. And that's the thing about all of it, really, is that it's all the same movie when you think about it. Because if you watch Frozen and The Lion King, they're the same. And if you watch The Lion King and the Bible, it's the same. And if you read the Bible and Star Wars, it's the same. And if
and
you
also
read that,
Hamlet.
And also Hamilton probably maybe in there. I don't even know.
There's nothing new under the sun.
There's really nothing new under the sun, which is why that's why I'm going to say you should keep listening to us. We are Good Idea. We are a brain trust your brain can trust, and we're a comedy podcast that really, really enjoys recording and making art for you.
If you'd like to reach out to us on our many platforms, I will give you the information. Our Facebook group is Good Idea Podcast. Our Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram is all at Good Idea Cast, and our Gmail is goodideapodcast@gmail.com.
Can I throw those other links in there really quick?
Sure.
Okay. First of all, I want to thank Kego Draws. That's at Kego, KEEGO_draws on Twitter and Instagram, because he made our wonderful banner art that we're using on our Twitter and everything, and it just looks really pretty, and I think everyone should go check it out because he's just started opening commissions. He was just born the other day, I think, turned 18. And it's commission time. And so I think you should go help him out by commissioning at Kego_draws on Twitter. Other than that, I just want to real quick plug some of our other shows one more time. We have Shattered Worlds RPG also on the network. You can look that up on a lot of the podcatchers, pretty much all of them. If it's not on all of them, we'll have it there pretty soon. You can find us pretty much anywhere. Something Wonderful Right Away hasn't been released yet, but you can follow us on Twitter for updates at RightAwayPod. That's the like just the word right away, like Right Away Pod, no space, whatever. Said it earlier. And our whole network at Sin Parent Co. And you can check out our list to see who we've been working with. But check out the list on Something Wonderful Right Away and on Sinister Parent Company, because Good Idea is a subsidiary of that now. And it's really, really cool to be a part of it and to have all these really wonderful artists to work with and to share all that space with. So thank you, Bradley. Oh, also straight off the top of my headlines on Everything is Awesome, also from our network, also on lots of podcatchers. Bradley, thank you for letting me do that really quick. We'll get all that updated so next time you can do it on your own. Bradley, go ahead.
And thank you for listening. Now, Aiden, what was your favorite idea of the episode?
My favorite idea of the episode, oh boy, it's always a whirlwind, ain't it? I don't know, it was just a fun conversation. I enjoyed it a lot. It was nice to see you. It's been a while.
Yeah. I liked the sharks. I thought that was fun.
Your business
I like
sharks.
Sharks in business suits in an elevator. That's my mode.
I can't wait. Yeah, call her back later. Anyway, sharks in an elevator, business mode.
And Aiden, what was your pick of the week?
My pick of the week. Oh boy, that's a good question. I have been listening to all sorts of stuff lately. Lots of Hadestown as usual, because I'm still on that grind. Beetlejuice, because I'm still on that grind. I'm stalling while I open my telephone to look at what I actually have been listening to. But I'm not seeing anything new because it really is just it's just Beetlejuice. I mean, that's all of it. So you know what? My pick of the week is actually going to be Shattered Worlds RPG. I've been so excited to have met all of those people lately. It's changed so much of my creative process and so much about what being a creator has meant to me. So check out Shattered Worlds RPG. You can start whenever. I start around season 3, episode 12, which I think is whatever the episode is that is my two dads too. These are also my dads too. Is my first episode, but also the very recent one about terrible, powerful deeds or whatever was also one that you could jump on at. That would be good. That's sort of that show. You could also jump on at the very beginning because there's lots of story to follow. There's all sorts of different options. Bradley, how about you? What's your pick of the week?
I watched did I plug this last time? Maybe.
Doesn't matter. Plug it again.
The HBO show Chernobyl. I thought it was very good. I heavily enjoyed it. It was a very fascinating take on the nature of truth in a rapidly evolving world. It reminded me of the documentary Hypernormalization, which is very pertinent to our society today. If you're interested in the manipulation of media and the manipulation of truth and people's thinking on society, go watch that. It's fascinating. Lots of interesting imagery. It was a great time.
Thank you, Bradley. All right. Well, go ahead. It's still you.
Thank you so much for listening. That was...
Wait, give us a review.
Oh, yes.
And a subscribe and a rating.
That was... Yeah, do all those things.
A review and a subscribe and a rating.
If you liked it, do those things. Give us a review and a subscribe and a rating.
And a review and a subscribe and a rating. It really helps us. No, seriously, though. Actually, if you went in and literally just gave us a rating of 5 stars, that would make a huge difference. It will take you 30 seconds. Just look us up on the App Store. It would help us out so much. But if you can't, that's okay too, because listening is a really big gift and we just like to know we're making people happy. So whatever you have time for. Thank you.
That was a good idea. What's a super salad? We're done here.